Hello our viewers and welcome. This is a hot seat with Wangari Maathai. Today we start the hot seat with a deep dive into the Nyeri top seat, the governor's seat. To be able to analyze the matters, we invited their forefront lieutenants. With me is Governor Mutahi Kahiga's first and foremost lieutenant, Nelson Chapter 6. Karibu sana Nelson.
Asante.
Kindly let me know who is Nelson. Just describe who is Nelson in 1 minute.
Nelson is a 36-year-old, I'm told, blogger. But that's perception. So I'm a governance budget advocate, and that is how I got into the space that I'm in right now. So I'm more of a civic educator, budget champion, governance activist. In fact, I don't like politics, right? But for some reason, a perception out here is that I'm Governor Kahiga's #1 sharpshooter, lieutenant, blogger, all of them. But I'm also a farmer and a youth activist and champion.
The reason why we invited you here is because you're one of the toppest supporters, the biggest supporters on Governor Mutahi Kahiga.
Yeah.
I wish for you to let us understand, do you feel we should vote back Governor Mutahi Kahiga come 2022?
The simple answer is yes. Because most Nyerians forget where we've come from. So for us, even as we do this campaign, it's more of the Governor Kahiga scorecard. We are not really campaigning like the other teams who have now to promise, abstract things. I would call them abstract. For us, it's more of the scorecard. So what has he been able to achieve? But even before the scorecard, Nyerians need to remember where we've come from. And so we've come from a point where Nyeri used to be ranked 47 out of 47 in development for several years running. We used to have wrangles between the MCA and the governor. At some point, the governor would not assent to the budget itself, stalling services in Nyeri County. We had strikes, we did not, at polytechnics, we didn't have instructors, ECD teachers, salary delays, So it was just a mess, right? And even when World Bank came ranking us for the Kenya Devolution Support Program, KDSP, popularly known, we were position 45 out of 47. And that's World Bank. It's not just any ranking. World Bank was ranking us so that from the points you score, they give you funds on a certain formula based on the percentage you score. So Nyeri again came out 45 out of 47 around 2018, just when Governor Kahiga took over. And so for me, when I look at where Nyeri was and where Nyeri is today, I remember in the days towards the elections in 2017, in my home in Keremukoyo, I looked around at what project I could say the county had done. And there was nothing, not even Maram. The closest I had was street lights at Giagatika. 5 years, that's the most I saw. Compare that to today. We are 4 years in. We have major projects, huge projects, programs, ECD teachers, staff are being paid on time. Embu are on strike as we speak. Nairobi are on strike as we speak. Marsabit, I'm told, have not been paid for 4 months, right? So, whereas our own staff in Nyeri have been paid up to September, right? So, things have improved, and that's why I'm saying the rankings that we've seen, we might say World Bank and, make a joke out of it, but World Bank, anytime they rank us at top, they give us money for that ranking. So that ranking is very important for all counties. And so that's a key ranking there. And other parameters under treasury, clearing of pending bills. So things have improved. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the governor on that.
Yeah.
What is the governor currently doing on the crisis in our PGH hospital concerning the medicines?
Thank you. So there's a huge outcry because of lack of drugs. And you know, I understand where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, patients, they don't care. They don't care kizungu mingi, Nelson kizungu mingi, we just want drugs. However, from where I sit, at a governance aspect, there's a problem in the health sector itself. We have treasury disbursement delays. We have KEMSA, where Senate made KEMSA the sole supplier for counties in 2018. That has also brought in a lot of challenges, because when the county procures drugs and KEMSA runs out of those drugs, the county is tied legally from buying from any other supplier. And so we have to wait as a county for those drugs to come. And then when they deliver them, they deliver maybe half of what you had procured or ordered. So some of those challenges are affecting our drug supply in the county. However, the worst of it was, the law says you cannot spend money at source. That means all the money you collect at PGH and all the other facilities, you could not spend them at source. They would go to the county revenue fund account, and that money could be spent for any other expenditure. So what the governor has done with the assembly is come up with a law that has created the health fund. So all money is now collected will be put or deposited into that account. Why is this important? It's because we will not be lacking cash to buy drugs, right? So right now we have cash. It can't be used for any other expenditure other than health. So we have teething problems here and there. I understand that. But I would really hope for Nyerians and politicians and leaders to stop politicizing the lack of drugs and health. You know, all counties are facing these challenges, right? It's not Nyeri, it's not unique. Like I said, the Embu health workers are now even on strike, leave alone the lack of drugs. So we really need to think because health policy is still a national function. So some laws being made at the national level are still affecting counties. So we need to come together and sit down and hammer down these issues from a systemic point of view, not necessarily always political point of view.
Okay, other than just drugs, there's also crisis in PGH on beds.
Yeah.
We have so many patients who have to go for referrals, and some are not even admitted.
Yeah.
There was a case that was there for someone who was supposed to go in for surgery, that was on Thursday, but could not be admitted because there was no beds.
Yeah.
So what is happening to that also?
The lack of, the congestion and lack of capacity at PGH has not started right now. It's a referral facility. When UHC came, they tried the referral system, right? So that when you feel you are sick, you don't go directly to a level 5 hospital. You start from a dispensary all the way up. That really didn't work. So up to date, you do find people within Nyeri town, rather than going to the health center or Mount Kenya hospital, they'll always go to PGH. So we are having the lack of capacity and congestion at PGH. For now, I know the county is trying to decongest that facility by building a new level 4 hospital at Narumoru, because right now, like I've said, Embu health workers are on strike. What that means is that those patients will rush to Nyeri. Okay? When we have issues around Kirinyaga, Laikipia, they all rush to Nyeri. So we are having those challenges, right? But I believe something is being done, because decongesting PGH is a key one. Although level 6 is still not fully functional, but now it's a national facility. So I would say we are working towards solving these issues, but it's still a teething problem for us.
Now that you've mentioned about Narumoru Hospital, how far is the progress?
Well, the last I checked, we're almost done. There were some issues with the electrical, it needs its own standalone transformer and all that. That's also another process, Kenya Power and all that. But the governor is really, I know in his heart and in his mind and in his vision, he was really hoping to operationalize this facility by the end of this year. So he's still working towards that. However, it's a massive, massive project. It's almost 335 million. That's just building it. We've not, equipped it, gotten staff. That's another, process, and it's not been gazetted. So it's still a process, but so far so good.
Chaka Market, what's happening?
What is the issue?
The allocation. Why isn't it fully functional right now? It's already built. What's happening?
There's always a problem when there is national government and county government involvement in any project, because Chaka Market was a national government project, and so you saw the MP of that area really pushing for this project. But then markets are devolved, so the running of the market has to be under the county government, and so allocation of stalls was still supposed to be done by the Department of Trade. And so naturally there are issues there, because you have to settle in who are the previous traders in that market, who are the new traders who want to come through, what are the charges. Some people are not comfortable here and there. And so, but I think the Trade Department is handling it well. They have experience with Karatina Market, which was also the same way. And Karatina Market was had even more political stakes at hand, but they really handled that well. I'm confident in the department that they'll handle this issue well. Yes.
So what is the vision of the governor to the youth, particularly the youth? Because right now, I think they're the biggest population. That is the answer Nelson will give us after this break. Welcome back. Remember, this is a hot seat. Before we left, we asked Nelson what the governor is doing towards the youth empowerment right now, considering youth has the highest number of population currently. So Nelson, what is the governor doing?
Thank you. Like I said in my introduction, I'm also a youth advocate. And one of the things we discovered very early on in his term was that any idea we came up with, we would find some challenges, because even if we had a youth department, there was not really any youth program that we could plug into. And so very early on there was this thing about youth is not devolved, and so we don't have youth programs. It almost sounded like youth is a function of the national government. But I kept lobbying officers in the county government that youth are citizens between the age of 18 and 35. So the governor has done several programs, including pushing for AGPO, revamping our youth polytechnics so that there's a skills gap and so that our youth can join in there. ICT is still one of the functions and programs he's pushing for. But the one I'm really excited for is the Nyeri Youth Policy draft itself that the governor has championed. When Governor Kahiga came in, there was almost no policy in existence. Right now he's done 26 policies, and one of them is the youth policy. The youth policy now opens up an opportunity for all ideas, and we went around the 8 sub-counties. We had over 50 youth leaders who changiad their views into that policy document. We are now in the process of validation, and then finally it will become implemented, and he promised that should be done by December this year. So the policy itself brings all the ideas that Nyeri youth have into a workable document, because government works around policies, laws, and structures. So as long as there was no policy guiding youth programs, then it was really hard for the governor to allocate funds to any youth program. However, we saw some success with the ward-specific projects, where we had some MCAs allocating funds directly to youth empowerment programs. And I have seen, we started with Iriaine in Othaya, where the MCA Jambu Kenya allocated some money. Now we've seen almost 19 other MCAs do the same. So we were really pushing for, we have 30 wards. We were hoping in the policy it could capture that we need a minimum of 3 million per ward to go directly to youth empowerment programs. So of the block, you have 90 million going to youth empowerment programs on top of other youth programs. So for me, I'm excited that he's really pushed that we have a policy. And the beauty of policies is that it lives even beyond us. Okay, so today governor is going to do his 10 years, 2 terms. After him, there'll come maybe me, I'll be governor probably, but a policy outlives everyone. The policy is there. And youth, yesterday, okay, not even yesterday, last year I was a youth, today I'm not a youth, I'm 36, you see. So youth is transitional, okay? So, but the policy will still remain. So what we did, that policy will still help other youth who are not even aware of the work we've done under that policy, right? So, yeah.
Okay, there's a question that was sent by someone here. Uliza Nelson, Kahiga ECD toilet in Konyo was allocated 780,000. 3 years now, it has never been completed. Yet it's in ADP, it reads that it's complete. What happened?
Okay, so that is Konyo ward.
Yes.
Kahiga ECD toilet. So for starters, I would really restrain myself to respond to something I've not seen myself. However, that notwithstanding, I also sit, I was appointed by the governor to sit in the County Budget and Economic Forum, and so which brings together the executive and non-state actors in the budget space and public participation. So he's asking the right person, because I sit in that forum, and the chair of that forum is the governor himself. So my response to him would be, one, what level of advocacy have they taken, right? Because I know at times we push these issues on social media, hoping to catch and tag everyone, you know, the governor, the MCA and all that. But I would hope that this citizen in Konyo can capture that issue, you know, like take a screenshot of that ADP itself, the annual development plan itself. Then, you know, go, if there is a dilapidated toilet there, it's not new, take a photo of that, then draft a petition. The beauty of a petition is that you get as many signatures as possible. This is a secret that I tell anyone who wants to listen to me, that anyone can draft a petition. Sadly, no one cares. What they look at is the number of signatures, and that's siasa and reality. Today we are talking of Mount Kenya has numbers, so it comes down to numbers. So I always advise people and citizens, go get as many signatures appended on that petition as possible. If you can get 500, 1,000, take that petition to the clerk of the county assembly. That will be acted on so fast. But if you go alone, if you are alone, you are advocating alone, even if you have a genuine concern, whoever you meet will see you as one, and they may ignore you, you see. But if you have many, you know, behind you, so my advice to him is take up that issue. There's a supplementary budget probably ongoing right now, probably, I'm not sure. Just capture the issue, do a petition very fast, get signatures and credible ones. Do not fake signatures, right? Take it to the county assembly, clerk, okay, get a copy, and this is the most important one. Go with 2 copies so that they stamp both. So you have now evidence that you took that petition to the assembly. Take another one to the executive, right? Department of Education. ECD falls under that department. Again, take another petition there. Get it received. Go back with your copies, right? So from there, you are able to push for advocacy, right? So my response to him would be that.
On the bus stop that was recently constructed and the construction is ongoing.
The Asian quarters?
Yes, the Asian quarter.
Yeah.
What is the progress and how far is it and when is it possible for us to move and what is the future?
I really like the discussion around they are called the World Bank projects, right? They are not World Bank projects. They are county government World Bank funded projects. And I usually challenge anyone else to tell me what other counties are doing with the funds they get from World Bank. Because the Asian quarters bus terminus, that's where we had the illegal dump site, right? And it was just a mess, you know. That program is called the Kenya Urban Support Program, KUSP. It's what is the money is being used for in that bus park. It's about 600 million that will go into phase 1. The project right now is almost 95% complete. It's a huge undertaking, not just because its size, it's also because Nyeri has been growing. And all you have to do is just go to the current stage, ya juu ama ya chini, around rush hour, and just see how the congestion is. And you are wasting a lot of time there. The matatus cannot even fit into that stage. They have gone to the other side of the road, and so it's a mess. So what governor was looking at, he was thinking long term. We have a problem. We need to decongest the town. We need to have transport. How your transport moves efficiently. That also is a hallmark of a good planner and a good vision bearer, right? So the project is huge. The project has over 1,000 stalls, I think, or 1,000 stalls, car wash, police station. There will be an ICT hub. CS Mushero has promised to help the county government and partner to make that a major ICT hub. So people are really interested in that. And I would like to say, do not be conned that you are promised a stall by somebody in the county government. Be patient. The process will be transparent and fair. The demand is too high for that, but I know things will work out. So that project is almost complete. The other World Bank project is Kenya Devolution Support Program, KDSP, that is funding the Narumoru Hospital. Again, that is because now World Bank ranked us from 45 to position 2 and then position 1. And each of those came with its own monies. We first got 229 million when we were ranked position 2. Then we got 184 million when we were ranked position 1. In the Asian quarters one, we are also number 1. We have another World Bank project called the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Project. We are again number 1. So these rankings, and I'm telling guys, you don't change number 1. You don't get Usain Bolt and then you go and get, another random runner. So where Governor Kahiga has taken Nyeri from and where it's headed, we need continuity. And that's what we are saying. We need continuity. He's really put Nyeri on a sane and sober path. He's really shunned politics. He really likes working with everyone, right? But of course, nimeona ukimkanyanga, he's also he also will push you aside, but most times he likes working together with the leaders for Nyeri.
What triggered the reshuffle of ministers?
It was fast. I'll just say it was long overdue, right? But to be honest, we had some issues also in health, right? Everyone has been complaining around health, and so the governor felt, I think it's about time he did something, like when a football team is performing badly, you don't go and fire the goalkeeper or the striker. You first look at the coach, right? So at some point he had to really rethink the leadership at the top, and so the CEC and the chief officer were reshuffled, but the chief officer of course resigned for greener pastures. So we now have a new chief officer there who was formerly in trade, and we now have a new CEC in Dr. Kwai, who actually was in charge of that lands and that Asian quotas project. He was in charge of all that. So now Dr. Kwai takes over the helm. We are really hopeful that the health, because that was the major reshuffle around health. So we are hoping health will improve under new management and new leadership. Yeah.
On a lighter note, niliambiwa nikuulize, unamkianga violence au ni nini kunaendaga?
No, I'm a very calm guy. Why do people think I love violence? I'm a very calm guy. I'm a farmer, I have a cat, I have some animals and pets there. I'm a very calm guy. But of course, when it comes, I'm very passionate. The passion looks like violence, but I'm very passionate in terms of governance, in terms of national and county politics and where we are headed. I don't like when people want to beba ufala, so I don't like, I'm not a sycophant. So, and that is an issue for many people because at the end of the day, I always challenge youth, please use your brains. It doesn't matter who you are supporting, have an ideology and believe in it. Defend it passionately, violently, whichever way it is, but always have a stand, right? Okay. So, yeah.
So, as we wind up, what is your advice to the youth? And not because we are at that peak season and there is all change of alliances and everything.
Yeah.
Do you expect Nelson to change from Governor Mutahi Kahiga to someone else?
That is highly unlikely because the governor never chose me, and that is the truth. That is the bare truth. If you talk to the guys who are in the campaign teams in 2017, they never saw me anywhere. I was nowhere. But around 2017, 2018, after the late Dr. Gakuru and Governor Kahiga took over, I took like 4 months evaluating the moves they were making. So Governor Kahiga, I had to study his vision through the county integrated development plans and other plans, his modus operandi. And so he found me supporting him. That's the easiest way I can say. He found me supporting him. He was being told there's a guy out there who's called Nelson who supports you. Do you know him? And he's like, I don't know the guy. So it is hard for me to change because I'm the one who chose him. He's not the one who chose me. So I was looking for a leader and not a politician. And I was not looking for a handout. So that's the relationship between me and the governor. He knew what I wanted for Nyeri. I know what he wants for Nyeri. And we really have a good working relationship in terms of we talk constantly, we think through, we consult. And I love that kind of, and he doesn't lie. You know, he might say something you don't like, but he'll just tell you the truth. Unfortunately, with our young people, voter registration is happening. There is going to be a lot of voter apathy. I'm not afraid to say that the way we see national politics shifting, it has left a bad taste in most youth in their mouths, because they don't know then what people stand for. And that's why I'm saying you need ideologies as youth leaders. I've seen them and I've challenged them. Have an ideology. Let me trust you as unis because I know you advocate and stand for something. I want to see you doing this, standing with this, being here, and then tomorrow I find you in the completely opposite side that you are telling me last year you didn't like. So the youth out here are confused. So what's the point? Who should I support?
Last question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about this. What is the governor doing, considering right now the voter registration is very low?
So I know the governor has tried. So they are working with the county commissioner and other officials to think through other methods of encouraging, because the registration is purely the youth. Because myself, I already registered, most likely yourself, but now we are trying to capture that youth who in 2017 probably was not 18 and now is 18. So I know he's thinking through, because now it's IBC is coming out with the data. He couldn't really move without data. So once data comes out and you can see Mount Kenya, Nyeri is recording very low numbers, below the target. I know Governor Kahiga is working with MCAs and his administrators to really mop up the youth, because it's really the youth we need to capture and register, right? So myself, I'm doing my best. We are trying those posters and voter registration and all that. I saw my MCAs trying to do posters on how the kit is moving, so that the youth are able to know when the kit is around them and it's near them. So but really we all have to do and pull up our socks.
Your last remarks in 2 seconds.
I would really love to advocate for peace. The youth, we have a lot of ideas, energy, emotions, and this time of elections, it's usually our time. They get the youth, they excite them, they excite masses, we get emotional, we get hyped, and we might do things we come to regret tomorrow, right? So my last remarks is that let's remember, you are my brother, you are my sister. Nyeri ni yetu. Even after elections, we will still come back to Nyeri. If we destroy Nyeri County and Nyeri Town because of politics, tutakaa wapi? This is our home. Kenya is our home, and so let's not get politics to the point where we are seeing chaos and violence. Let's do it soberly and maturely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nelson, for coming.
Yeah.
And thank you for responding.
Thank you so much.
That was the hot seat. And that was Nelson, Chapter 6, representing Governor Mutahi Kahiga. We've heard his views and what the governor stands for. Hopefully, we'll have the governor on the hot seat very soon.
Definitely.
Next on the hot seat is Engineer Jacob Maina, representing economist Peter Munyiri. Keep watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.